let me see if I can share my
All right,
screen.
here we
Yes,
go.
I can.
All
Action.
right. Looking good.
Did you say something, Ben?
Let's go. We're live. There we go.
All right. And just want to make sure you guys can see the full version
All
now.
right. We're not in full version. We're in
Uh,
We see the
I'm gonna it
other
should
side of it.
it should change now. Now it should be
there we
There
go.
we go. Perfect.
okay. So this is behind the scenes. This when I was a vice president for the wealth management team working with the private bank, this is what they gave me to identify my clients. So we can kind of look at every kind of client there is. So everyone on this Zoom and anyone in the world falls into somewhere on this grid. Whether you're mass market, living paycheck to maybe $100,000 in assets, or affluent 100 grand to maybe 3 to 5 million, or 3 million to 50 million, or 100 million, or ultra wealthy 50 million to 100 million, and then the mid market institutional type client, a quarter of a billion to half a billion. So everybody falls somewhere on here, and depending on where you fall, will dictate what kind of services will be promoted to you. And so I'm just going to quickly go through this just as a point of reference so you guys kind of see, and you can look at where you are and see how you feel about that. Keep in mind, you were never supposed to see this. This is inside secrets. But we're in a secret sharing business. That's what we do. And so if you look at the first tier, you'll see assets, needs, products, and the type of relationship. So at mass market, that's everybody living paycheck to paycheck, maybe to 100 grand. Their needs are really basic: banking, borrowing, and savings. That's it. That's the focus. And products in this quadrant are deposits, loans, straightforward investments, and insurance. And if you look at the bottom, the global relationship is consumer self-directed. That means you don't have enough money to pay a team to advise you. So you in it to win it by yourself. But if you go to the next tier, the affluent, this is, 100 grand to $3 to $5 million. Now we're talking about integrated banking and advice. So integration means you have something to integrate. Um, and the products now start to be tailored towards financial planning, integrated banking, and investment advice. And the relationships change too. Now you have an investment driven relationship. That means you have a small team. You don't have the most robust dynamic team, but you got a small team to kind of help you with your asset allocation, pick your portfolio, make sure you got certain coverage with your insurance and things of that nature. So you have a team. You're not by yourself. But it's not till you get to the middle tier, which is the wealthy tier, that the dynamics start to change. And so for compliance sake, we had to consider anybody from 3 million to $50 million wealthy. But privately, because there's always public and private, keep in mind, uh, privately, the number really was 10 million to begin to be a wealth client. So at 10 million is your buying, is your entry level. So if you got 10 million, you can come in the door. You can't sit at the table, but you can go sit over there somewhere. You got to get your
Wow.
weight up. And so once you're in the door, they're going to discuss strategies like wealth and legacy planning, which I think every single human being who has a family should be focused on wealth and legacy planning. And I'm so happy for MWR because for it just blows my mind for $150, we're going to be teaching you and giving you access to wealth and legacy planning. It just seems almost impossible because in the um, realm over here, you got to have 10 million to come in the door. And here we're saying, and sometimes people just, the numbers, it should be like $1,500 to come in the door. Maybe it'll take it serious, but
Right.
$150 get you that wealth and legacy planning. And what's the first product under the wealth section? Trust. You see that? They're not discussing trust at the mass market level. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you got if you got 100 grand, they're not discussing it if you got $3 to $5 million. No, you got to have $10 million. We're having a trust conversation just as you're right as a member. Yeah, there's some things you have to do to build up and be ready for it, but we can start dripping and start educating you. So when you are ready, you can move. Lights, camera, action. You don't have to do like Jay-Z and Diddy. They had to make everybody millions and billions, and now they let them in.
Right.
They didn't find, they didn't sign their first record deal, and they said, "Let me set up your foundation and your trust." No, you got to get everybody paid, then we'll let you in. MWR doesn't care who you are, where you come from. All they care is, do you see it? Do you see the light? Are you committed? And do you want to make this thing happen? That's all they care about. And so also, what's under trust? Alternative investments. If we go back to mass market, what kind of investments are they offered? Straightforward investments. Straightforward investments sound like plain vanilla. 1, 2, 3, the ABCs. So if you had a choice between a straightforward investment or an alternative investment, what would you choose? Most
Alternative.
people would choose the alternative investment, and they don't even know why. They just know it's in the right section. It's in the wealthy section. That's what I want. And the truth of the matter is, you should have some straightforward stuff as building your the base of your foundation. But it shouldn't start there. It should continue. And you definitely want to go into these alternatives like private reserve accounts, precious metals, tangible assets. These are alternatives, and the return on investments are so much more tremendous when you start dealing with the alternatives. And then you have special asset managers that will help you penetrate these markets and gain access. But here's the thing. If we're talking the real world out there, which I call the real fake world, because nobody's keeping it real with us, you have to be a private bank client at that $10 million minimum. So here's what I'm saying. You have a choice. Go make your $10 million and get in the door, but not a seat at the table, or commit to $150 a month and get the membership self-funded by bringing in 3 recruits. And so it's zero cost basis to you and have access to all this. Everything you need to build wealth, we have here.
Right.
And then we have the ultra wealthy, which is 50 to 100 million. And now we're talking about really being our own bank, having your family office consulting firm, but we're going to help you build your own bank here just for being a member. So I want you to compare and contrast all these things. Like I said, this comes from a major firm, and these are all the benefits that their clients get. But now to be your own bank, we got to be 50 to 100 million. We don't change our membership fee. We don't bring you through another tier. If you're with us, you're with us, and you're going to get all the benefits that membership allows you. So becoming your own bank, 50 to 100 million there, $150 here, 149 to be exact. Now that you're your own bank, you have access to institutional products. So you have straightforward investments. You have an accreditor investors who have to be worth $1 million or have significant 6 figures annual income. But institutional products are bank to bank. That means you could jump on a platform with Chase, with Bank of America. You can work a deal with them because you're at that level. And they don't play with 5 and 10% returns. We're talking thousands of returns, thousands of percent. That's the big boys. And we're going to show you how to do fantastic, magnificent stuff. And then we're talking about philanthropy, setting up your foundation or these charitable remainder trust. Like, we can do so much right from the comforts of our house. You don't have to throw on your $500 suit, catch a train or drive to the office. We could do it right like this from your computer. I believe there can be so many millionaires from the comforts of your own home, from your tablet, from your phone. It's just what we can do right here. And also, if you look down here at the bottom, once again, this is the private bank, the Family Wealth Advisory Group. So these are different tiers. And then if you go at the last tier, and then I'm going to bring my partner, Wes, just to talk about the possibilities and the amazing things we can do in this world. These are $500 million or more. And now we're looking at, and I'm just going to read the list because the list is crazy. investment and distribution policy, trustee services, foundation and charitable giving, trustee services, investment consulting firm, retirement administration, all held at the private bank, the global private bank. And so what our mission is to take our powerful, life-changing information that is in that $50 to $250 million range, if you look up on the screen, and share it with our core constituency, or the mass market affluent, paycheck to paycheck to maybe $3 to $5 million in assets. That's our sweet spot. So if you're in that spot, congratulations. Welcome to the team. We're going to be able to do some amazing things together. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to be doing this every week. Every week, we're going to be dripping and giving you access. Some of you guys might be ready to move now, might need to move into some of these, because if we're dollar cost averaging into the metals, we got reserve accounts. We need these things to be held in our trust. We need to protect our assets. And I don't want to get too excited, because I could just keep going and going. And so I want to really just turn it over and let my dear partner Wes chime in and just kind of give you guys a view of what's really happening from his lens.
I just want to do a little bit of an experiment, a live experiment, if you don't mind. Everyone who's watching, everyone who's participating tonight, if you could take out your phone, your tablet, or if you're on your computer, just go to Google real quick and go to Google Maps specifically. And in the search, put private bank and see how many private banks are in your area. Now, when you get that list, what I'd like you to do, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, just put a 0 if the number of banks outweighs the number of private banks outweighs the number of public banks that you see in that list. Just put a 0 in the comments. This is the network that you're about to enter. And we're going to usher you in. We're going to show you how to set things up so that when you enter through those doors of those institutions, they look at you and respect you, and they're willing to do business with you. This is a vast network that was hidden in plain sight, right under your nose. Many of these buildings you probably pass by walking your dog or going to the store or just going to work or, during your normal commute. Didn't know this is a bank. This is one of the larger institutions that helps to fund a lot of the infrastructure that's around you today. Now imagine this, not only being a part of that network where you're working with one of these private banks, but establishing your own home private bank so that you're no longer asking for a loan, you give loans. You're no longer trying to worry about a credit report or a credit rating, you give them. Instead of you being the employee, you're an employer. This is a real thing, and people just like you can do this. I used to think a lot like how many of us think, where, oh, well, I got to accumulate all this before I can get into this. I can't just walk in the door. And I'll be honest with you. When I first learned about this, my head was unscrewed, set on the table with my lip. I'm playing with my lip, not knowing what to say or do because I've been lied to all my life. And what's worse, no one around me knew any better.
Right.
So now I'm in a space where not only am I going to be able to participate with this, I can actually help you. I can help you get here to achieve these things, to be able to take up philanthropy, to be able to say, all right, well, I got a special project I want to help others on. Or if it's something where you just say, you know what, I just want to take care of my own family, you can do that. There's nothing stopping you. You're going to hear this later on, but you have an unlimited ability to contract. And by that unlimited ability, that's what makes you the bank. People joke around, or when I talk to some people that I know and they're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm chasing the bag. Then they say, what are you going to do? And I respond, I don't chase myself. I don't need to. And that's a position that shows others that I'm not worried about what's going on when I see all these bad news headlines in the news. Oh, this economy, and oh, this recession, and oh, the country is sending this amount of money to a different country. It doesn't bother me. I'm not concerned about it. It doesn't change what it is that I can and cannot do. I'm always in control over what happens in my sphere of influence. So what we are introducing to you here, I will be honest and I will be transparent. You're going to have to relearn a lot of things in order to move in this realm. You cannot allow yourself to think in old ways of thinking where, oh, well, I need to save. No. Oh, I need to invest. No. You are the investment. You are the money. You are the bank. And the sooner you're able to dive in on these ways of thinking, the easier it will be for you to navigate in this new space.
That's so solid. Let me ask you, let me throw a couple of questions out there. And I really would like for you guys to expound on the fact, because this whole title is Be the Bag. You are the bag. And I think in episode 1, I think we really need to jump down in there and really paint that vision in little bite-sized pieces to let people really understand that. Whoever want to grab that.
I'll jump on. So,
You're muted, JL, if you're trying to jump in, but go ahead there, Wes.
So earlier in episode 1, I had brought in the term lawful money. Lawful money, as the definition is, says it's a currency issued by the United States Treasury, such as gold and silver coins, treasury notes, and treasury bonds. Fiat money, which consists of paper money and checks, is not lawful money, but is considered legal tender. If anybody has a dollar of any denomination, you look at the top center of it, it says Federal Reserve Note. Notes are not legal or are not lawful money. Notes are legal tender. They are two separate things. So when we look at the valuation of a thing, usually, for the public, I should say, it's represented in context of legal tender. But if you look at the value on the private side, it's viewed in the value of lawful money. This is the reason why, even though the United States has been taken off of the gold standard in 1933 and the silver standard in 1967, the stock market still pays attention to the value of gold and silver to this day.
Mm-hmm.
That value may have taken small dips, but it holds steady overall. And if you look at the larger sense of it, it constantly grows. So it doesn't matter if there's a recession. It doesn't matter if there's a depression. Doesn't matter if some other economic catastrophe happens. Lawful money is always going to maintain its value. So as we get into how this particularly works out, and really quick, someone might be having a question of saying, okay, you're telling me about this lawful money. How do I get it? How do I get access to it? A little known fact. If you go to the United States Post Office or Postal Service and purchase a money order from them, every money order is backed by gold.
Mm.
So that's your first introduction to lawful money. So if anyone purchased a money order that was, say, valued less than $50, one of the things that the clerk will do is stamp on the back, the value of this money order is to be redeemed at no more than $50. This is so that people do not convert that instrument into a different type of instrument to be what they call, what was the term? Hypothecated to a larger value. Hypothecation goes by another term called kiting, which means that you're able to take the value, the face value of a thing, and multiply it about 10 times, well, 9 times, so that it ends up being 10 times the value. So this is a part, or this is actually a discussion that is a part of what most of the banks that we have access to on the public side participate in, called fractional banking. And fractional banking means that in order for a bank to validate what's on its books, it only has to physically hold 1/10 of what they state is on the books. So they float the other 90% of what they actually hold in their vaults. Fractional banking is not a bad thing, but it's best to understand how it works so that whenever you decide, or when you look at things such as your mortgage or your auto loan or some other personal loan or a business loan, you will be able to put together that these people are looking at the contract of that loan to hypothecate it, get 10 times the value, but still have me on the line to pay this thing back. So with that 10 times value, they already have actually earned the full value of whatever the contract is. And at the same time, they're having you pay it back based on your own credit.
Mm.
Some people would consider that usufruct or thievery. It is what the system operates with. And it's not to say something is right or wrong, but just like the game of Monopoly, learn the rules, play better. That's the only thing that we need to be able to do in order to have peace as we exist today.
Absolutely. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Use JL.
And
You was going
Ben,
to
I was just
expound on
gonna
that?
run this by you. You had asked, how do we show people they're the bag? And I did a presentation for the 6 figure in 6 months, where I broke down time, energy, labor, US currency. And I think that, I don't know if we want to do that now, but I think that slide really shows you that you are the bag and shows you how the monetization works. I think I have it here if we want to go through it, or I'm just, because you asked a question, so I'm just figuring out what's the best way you want me to answer, because I thought that that one slide really did a good job of explaining it.
No, I really think we I mean he in verbalizing it, I think we have a good picture of it. Um Unless you want to go, I mean if you could pull it up and want to go through it, that'd be great. Either way.
I mean, I can go either way. I mean, I'm always conscious of our time. We want to,
Right.
we want to hit it hard, get in there. I do want to play that 37-second video that really quantifies the value of this information and what kind of
Let's stay on course because my question took you off course. Let's stay on course. Let's get through that. I know what video you're talking about, and then
Yeah.
let's open it up for any questions that anyone may have, and then we could go from there.
So we just want you guys to feel comfortable and confident in what we're teaching you guys. And so that means we have to provide you a lot of third-party validation, third-party information that's saying whether it's the law, statutes, different things. That's just not, we're going to teach it, but we want to show you it comes from other places. And so this quick video, it's about a 6-minute video, but I'm only going to play like 30-something seconds of it, just so
Okay.
you can see what the buy-in in terms of being a wealth client and coming through the door. What is it going to take? So we'll pull that up now.
You have volume when you did the share. Did you set it up for volume?
Can you
Yep.
hear that?
We're good.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Andy Friedman, principal of the Washington Update, and I want to talk to you a bit about preserving, protecting, and controlling your assets for members of your family. If you and your spouse's assets are approaching $10 million,
How much did he say?
10 million.
And I'm gonna just stop sharing right there. He said 10 million, right?
Right there.
Yes.
So I mean, we said 10 million, and he said 10 million. I didn't just grab the number out of my mind. I know, this is the deal. This is behind the scenes, though. We don't come out and tell you like what the underlying motive is, but it's $10 million. That's the number, and it's industry-wide as standard. And so I only have one question for you guys regarding that. Do you think Andy Friedman was talking to you?
No, not yet.
No.
No. But the leadership at MWR is talking to you.
Right.
Brian, Dr. Parker, Ben, all these great leaders, they're talking to you. And we're not only just talking to you, we're giving you access. And then we're committed to lock arms with you and show you. A lot of times there's some fancy fly-by-night great information, but no one can execute.
Right.
They get all this knowledge, and I ask them one question: what's step one? And the answer I always get is, I don't know. You've been watching this guy on YouTube for 5 years, and you don't know what step one is?
Right.
There's a lot of that. What else we're going to tell you? Step 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, up. We're going to help you line by line, get structured properly, and take advantage. Strong leadership, and it's going to be a great ride. The only thing I ask is, in this journey, that you do one thing for me, is that you believe that you can do this. Because that is an impediment. That is a challenge. There's a lot of people who just don't believe. I'll never be wealthy. I'll never have a trust. I'll never need that. That's you guys. You guys are lucky. You guys, no, it doesn't work like that. It's not for the faint of heart. It's those who are, it really comes down to your freedom and who's willing to fight for their freedom. All we can do is show you the way, but also help you. And so we just want to come on tonight, our first, introductory meeting tonight, and just really show you like big picture what it looks like and all the advantages. And the one thing I want you to take away is, in the real world, you need $10 million to come in the door. In our private world, you need $149.
That's major.
Yeah.
That's major. And one of the key things, and I put the link in there because I mean, you guys set people up with their estate planning, and we're going to be doing courses that give deep dives and things of that nature.
Yes.
Very excited about that because knowledge is the key. Then show me the lock. Oh,
Yes.
sorry. What's that? The Tribe Called Quest?
I do the same thing. I hear music all the time in my music
But
makes me lose control.
there it is. I mean, and this right here, we got to get excited about the fact that we have access to information, but not just having access, but having the ability to do implementation. We can implement this.
Yes.
We have the experts, we have the subject matter experts, we have the experts within MWR Financial to create that cash flow with the 72-hour challenge. I mean, all things are in place right now, and we're just going to continue to bring content.
Yes.
And you guys are awesome, man. And we're just gonna keep building on this. I mean, we've been setting ourselves up for this moment right here for the last few weeks, months. And now we shot the gun. Let's just go live. And let's just grow. Let's put the information out there. Let's give people access. Let them know that we're here. And then from there, everything will evolve and grow. And this thing's going to be major. We are committed every Monday. This is our night to do big things.
Yes.
And we're going to stay disciplined and diligent in our time. We're at 45 minutes after, quarter till. Are there any questions for anyone before we wrap things up? If not, we'll conclude tonight's call, and one of you guys can give final word. Any questions from our guests? I gotta I'm gonna put it out there by next Monday. I will have all our platforms locked in because we're on YouTube. We're not on Facebook, and I'll have all that set up where we can get conversations going on in all platforms. And we're going to just keep growing and growing our community, guys,
Yes.
and helping people, reaching the masses. Any
Yes,
questions?
sir.
Hey,
I would.
Deandra.
Hi, great job. Oh my goodness. I wish I had 1 billion people on this call tonight
Right.
and earlier
Right.
today too. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I mean, so insightful and eye-opening. Oh my God. Incredible. And it's a shame that, we've been, not included in all of this information, but thank God for you guys and people like you that, study things like this and not selfish in bringing it, to the masses. So this is so incredible. All I want, Mr. McCray, is just to make sure, because like I said, I had a hard time earlier, and I ended up watching on YouTube somehow. And then tonight I just tried to get on early. I just want the right
twist the knife
link.
in me, Deandra. Just twist the knife in me.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Like you said, this is all, something new that we're starting, and you did a great job for first exposure.
Yeah. You heard it. She tap dancing right now.
No, I couldn't do what you've done. Trust me, technology-wise. So I'm
Yes.
not criticizing.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just saying that I don't want to miss out, and I don't want anybody that I invite to miss out. So
right, we'll have it
just
locked
me.
in.
It's probably not even you. I'm sure it's me.
I had quite a few other. Actually, there was a few other people who were trying to
Got
get
confused.
in,
Yeah.
and we got to make sure we get that squared away. But right now it is being recorded. And just for a heads up, guys, your WatsonWealthSystems.com.
Yep.
That's okay. We'll be posting that up and going forward from there. Any last words before we depart?
I mean, Ben, you said it best. You said, I want to have fun. I want to have fun while I'm making money, while I'm building my empire. Why does it have to be grueling, and why do we have to be tired and so frustrated? Like, why can't we just log on and have fun?
That's very important.
That's what I want. That's what I'm about.
And especially if we're pulling on our community. We're pulling on the youth, because some of the old hags, man, their brains, they're conditioned, they ain't trying to do anything. We fall in that category, unfortunately. But if we could catch some of our youth that could attract them and be able to save them while they getting into that workforce, while they
Yeah.
could start building up that wealth, the generation, what, X's and Z's and elemental P's.
I can't even keep up with them.
We can't keep up, but definitely fun, vibrant, new information, fresh, on point, with energy. We'll bring that to the table. That's our commitment to each and every one of you guys. Again, we thank you so very much. If you like what you hear, click like, share, any comments on our social platforms, and make sure you come back next Monday, 7 p.m. for our You Are the Bag chat. Guys, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Thank you, gentlemen. You guys are awesome.
Thank
Take
you.
charge.
Have a
No
great
matter
night.
where you are, you could always go up.
Yes.
Up, be the bag.
Yep.
Right